My next guest is Wilfried Dron from a startup called WiseBet. He's in the hardware engineering, and he also won an embedded award this year. So congratulations for that. And
Yeah,
now
thank
he
you very
will
much.
introduce you to the company WiseBet and what it is about. So please.
Well, thank you very much. So, WiseBat is a virtual prototyping company. So basically, our goal is to make hardware development as quick as software development. So just to give you an example, like 40 years ago in the automotive industry, when a car manufacturer wanted to test a new design, they were building a prototype, crashing it into the wall, getting results, iterating and improving on it. And of course, that was costing a lot of time and money. Nowadays, nobody is doing that anymore. Everybody is doing it in simulation. Problem is that when you are looking at small and medium electronics, hardware engineers are still used to get to test on real hardware before being able to make the right choices. While most of the innovation and services we are using on our everyday life are relying on this hardware. So to give you some facts and figures about it, it takes between 6 and 48 months for a project to go from the idea up to the industrial phase, 5 iterations on average, and a minimum investment of $1 million. So that's exactly why we created WiseBat with my co-founder Marion 2.5 years ago. It's to address this issue. And we think that this issue should be addressed by a twofold solution. On one side, a platform that allows hardware engineers to do hardware simulation and virtual prototyping very early on the design cycle, the same way as it has been done in the automotive industry. And the second part would be a community where engineers can gather and mutualize all their knowledge so that they can build better design in a quicker way. And this is exactly what we implemented. That's a software tool that is allowed to a normal browser as a website, and it will allow hardware engineers to do in a couple of minutes what they usually do in a couple of weeks or days. So talking a bit more about figures, behind this tool there is like 10 years of academic research because I dedicated my PhD on that. And for those that are familiar with, we are talking about 350,000 lines of codes. This is a patented technology, and our simulation engine is able to produce up to 90% accuracy in the result we are providing. And we know that because we validate this solution on more than 200 experimental validation. If we are talking about how we sit into the full of tool that engineers can use on our everyday life, well, basically, when you know what you want to design, you get everything you need on the market. But when you are at the ideation or specification phase, you don't really know what you use. So that's exactly where we are starting. And because we don't want to reinvent another PCB tool, we're going to interface and integrate our solution with the already existing solution on the market. Talking about the market, we are talking about addressing 42,000 companies on Europe and North America. And we are talking, for those who are interested by this kind of figure, about a $160 billion market each year. For the user side, we have a business model that is inspired by GitHub, which means that if you are doing an open source project, the tool is completely free for you, if you are a student as well, by the way. But if you want to have a professional access, I mean by that a private project, then you can subscribe to the platform starting at $79 per project and per month, without any limitation in terms of users. We already have more than 800 projects on the platform, 650 users coming from more than 53 countries. And we already help our users save 3 months of R&D at least on their project and make saving up to $200,000. We are a team of 11 people, so I apologize about this picture because this is quite old. We are growing quickly. And we are 2 co-founders, as I mentioned. My co-founder Marion is more on the product and design side. So please come and visit my website, subscribe to the tool, and I will be pleased to answer your question.
So thank you very much, Wilfried. Where's the place of business of your startup? And where is it located?
So it's a French startup. It's based in Paris. We are located actually in the ninth district. Sorry. Yeah, and it has been developed in France. I mean, I did my PhD in France, but I also had some collaboration with Germany and with Sweden during my PhD.
You have an impressive track record of, let me say, applying the technology into the industry.
Thank you.
And you do it with just 9 people. What is your plan for the workforce for the near future?
Well, that's kind of hard to say because the workforce has to go along with the development of the company. But I would say that I'm aiming to keep the pace at which we are going right now, which means that we should end up being 16 by the end of 2019 and probably more than 40 people next year.
Is it easy for you to find the right people for your company?
Well, that's never easy for anybody to find the right people, especially given the fact that you need to have the technical skill, you need to have the experience you are looking for, and you also need to have all the human factor that come along. So finding the right person is something that takes quite a long time, but I think that's well invested time. Taking the time to hire and to know the people you're going to work with.
What were the hardest challenges for you during the foundation of the company?
Well, the hardest challenge was to understand what our technology was capable of. As I mentioned, I developed this technology in my PhD, so I was very oriented toward the technical side of the technology, the accuracy, the figures, the fact about it, and I was kind of geek about that. But knowing what could be changed by this technology in the actual life of our users was kind of a challenge because we had like a million possibilities to develop the product or to go into several directions at the same time. So we choose to focus on these tooling aspects, and actually this is by letting our user play with the tool that we really find out how useful we were and in which way.
Do you have any recommendations for others to found a company? What should they do?
Well, at least to my humble point of view, I cannot pretend to have any recommendation for anyone. But what I would say is, it's really important to keep to remain user-centric. The reason why we grow that fast and we are today, I believe, recognized by a part of the industry, or at least starting to be recognized by a part of the industry, is because we are solving a problem for engineers. And engineers are our main customer, our main users, and we always, at any point of time, were keeping them into the loop of the decision we were making. Let's say, for instance, that I have, or Marion, my co-founder, has the idea of a feature, and we find it very, very cool. If our pool of users were not paying attention to it or not finding it that useful, we will not develop this feature. On the other hand, when they are pushing recommendation and they are asking for extra feature, even though it doesn't really make sense for us, we are listening to them and we are implementing it, which means that now the tool is looking like what our users are requesting. It also means that we have strong support from them and we have this community that is pushing us toward the growth we have right now.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Wilfried, for presenting your company here.
You're welcome.
At the VIP stage. It was a real pleasure and was very
Yeah, this was a
interesting.
real pleasure.
Thanks.
I'm very glad to be here.
And congratulations to the Embedded Award again.
Yeah, thank you very much.